So for those who got the sexy simple, take a snapshot. This is exactly one of the trades I would definitely be taking if it was today. I would take it all day long. Yes, and Jesus. Hold on. So for those who got the sexy, so for those who, all right, there we go. All right, so the YouTube, you guys, they're on a 10-second delay. All right, so again, looking at these charts, take a snapshot. Uncle P, would you take this trade? My answer would be type. What do you guys think my answer would be? Everybody should be saying the same thing. Okay, everybody should be saying the exact same thing. What kind of trade would you take all day long? Now, is this an actual 415er? No, it's not a 415er, but it's sitting on very, very strong support in the 4-hour. See, it's clustering. It's sitting on strong support if you got the sexy analyst. And this is where additional trades come in when you add the sexy analyst. So for those who have simplicity, but you didn't get sexy, you should get sexy. And then when you're installing sexy, put sexy on first and then put the simplicity on top, all right? So here's the reason why. Look at this. It's sitting on the trend lines, the 4-hour trend lines, with it has respected all the way back here. It's sitting at supply and demand zone. It's sitting on support, which, by the way, we see the white dots. You can change your colors to whatever. I got white dots. You can see all that. So it's just sitting on the support. You drop down to 30-minute. There's an arrow. Look at that. 1 hour arrow, 15-minute. It's already busting up. Okay. So abso-freaking-absolutely, I would take this trade. Yes, Jesus, all day long, I would take this trade, except for one problem. And what is the problem, everybody? Type. Liz, you got it first. Absolutely. I ain't touching this thing. Fed news is coming out with the biggest news event of the year at the end of the year, the Fed interest rates. No, I'm good. So now you understand why the market has not moved, and you understand, for those who are in the simplicity group, in the chat group, why I posted what I told you yesterday. Don't worry about rushing to take no trades, because you'll be frustrated. Why? Because you take the trade and realistically it ain't budging nowhere. Okay. The reason why it's not budging anywhere is because retail traders are taking the trades. Who's not taking the trades? Type. Who's not taking trades? You got it. Institutional investors. They're not touching this. It's the end of the year and they're going to gamble before a news event? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So our little measly dollars from the retail side, as you can clearly see, we don't do much of anything to this market. Okay. The market makers and the big institutions are truly proof of the ones moving this market, not us. Okay. Not us. We're the only ones involved in these markets, and you can clearly see they ain't respecting nothing. Your little pennies don't mean nothing. It means something to you, but in this multi-trillion-dollar business, all them big institutions, they ain't putting a penny up, and that's why the market ain't even moving, even though the retail trader is trading right now. Okay. Ooh, this is good class already. Woo-hoo! This is good. This is so good. This is some good stuff. But it's a good class. All right, now let me get back to a topic that we do need to speak about. Okay. Here's a topic we really need to speak about. As we were listening, for those who come in early, I really do appreciate you coming in early to class, because again, I try to put on something positive to get our thoughts together. I really do. And so we was listening to a message by Joel Osteen about people who fail to be able to accept themselves. Okay. They don't accept themselves. They don't even like themselves. Here's a point. Here, I talked about religious people, how they make you feel that way. But here's something more important for Forex traders, and I need you to hear me really, really good. How many of you will consider yourself a goal-oriented person? Type of 25 in the box if you figure you consider yourself a goal-oriented person. You have goals. You got to get there. You got to get it. You got to get it. Got to get the bag. Got to get that bag. Got to get this. I got to achieve this. I got to do that. I have things on my mind, and I'm one of them. So that's why I'm asking, am I the only one by myself, or are there many others like me? Okay. All right. So there's more than me. Good. Here's the challenge with that mindset. Very often, people who are goal-oriented and self-motivated, entrepreneurial taste buds, you struggle with self. Here's the reason why. Because you have goals in mind. Write this down. Please hear me good. And you'll understand part of the reason why you get so irritated when a trade does not work out. Now, we're going to spend just a few minutes talking about Forex psychology, and then we're going to go through charts and stuff like that, and I'll open it up for question and answer. But if we don't talk about this, we're doing each other a great disservice. The reason why this topic is going to be so important to your journey as a Forex trader or whatever you're trying to accomplish is because everything about when you get there is going to depend on how you got there. I'll repeat that. Write this in your notes. Everything about when you get there is going to depend on how you got there. Let me give you an example. So the other day I went and took my wife on a date, and we went to this really, really nice bougie mall. Okay. Now I have things that I want. You know, I want this. I want to get the Aventador, the Lamborghini Aventador. Anybody know what that is? Anybody ever seen that? Anybody ever seen that? The Lamborghini Aventador? Okay. I want a black one convertible. Okay. All right. And then I decided that the house I want to get, the next one, I want it to be overlooking the ocean. Okay. Watch this. Watch this. Watch how Forex traders and people with big goals mess their own self up. Okay. Watch this. So I got these goals. I got to get it. I got to get it. So I'm hustling, doing my thing. And the whole time I'm feeling very upset with me because I'm saying to myself, watch. See, a good coach don't mind telling the truth about them first so you can see the story within you. I'm sitting up here pissed saying, you know what? If it wasn't for those people who lied on me and destroyed my life, I probably would have already had my goals that I was after. Are you guys hearing what I said? Are you guys hearing what I said? Type of 20 if you hear me. If it wasn't for them, I would have already been here. So I wake up angry because I feel like somebody impeded my progress. And I got things to do and goals to reach. And something's holding me back. But God's grace stepped in. And he said, son, here, wait, watch this. And I got it on my phone. So while we was at the mall, there was a Rolls Royce there, which I did want one, but Nancy said she don't like those cars. She said they look like old preacher man cars. So I said, okay, I don't want that then. But we saw a black Lambo convertible sitting right there in the parking lot. And it was parked next to, what is this other one? I got the pictures right here on my phone. Right here on my phone. Hold on one second. I'll tell you guys what it is. Hold on. Hold on. What was this one? Oh man, this starts with an R. I forgot. Oh man, I can't remember. I can't remember. Uh, anyway, it was a nice car, but the black Lambo was there. Okay, next to another bougie car. And I told Nancy, take a picture of it because you know you want to visualize. That's part of how you get to your goals. You literally have to create a visual board so that hell or high water you stick to your goals. Okay, no matter where you're starting, just keep working at it and you'll get there. And then we looked at that Lambo, and it wasn't the Aventador, the bigger body one, but it was the same thing. And she said, "Oh, that's what you've been talking about." I said, "Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about." But we both looked at it, and I said, "But my car looks actually better than that one." The only difference is that one had the red brakes on it, which I can easily get the red brakes put on mine. But I already got a car with the Lambo doors, and you know it's black. I pull up and people think they call it the Bat. They say, "Man, you in the Batmobile, man? That car clean," and I still get and they got the Lambo doors and all that. You know, I bought this house I'm in a little over a year and a half ago. And literally, while I'm sitting here talking to you, I look right outside and I'm looking at a lake. Watch where I'm going. Lake is right here. I'm looking at it right there. Body of water in my garage. It's the same black car. Mine's actually look better than the Lambo. And it got the Lambo doors, same size, same everything. And God put it on my heart. He said, "You're chasing after something that I've already given you, son. You've already made it to a goal. It may not be the bigger picture one you had in mind, but son, you actually did make it. Nobody stopped you. You wanted a house by water, you got it. You wanted a Lambo, it ain't the Lambo name, but yours looked better than the Lambo that you saw in the parking lot, didn't it?" I said, "Yeah, it actually did." He said, "Then nobody held you back. Be at peace with yourself." Somebody type an amen if you hear me. The problem was I'm chasing so hard. And here's your lesson, Forex trader. You're chasing so hard after something until you're not even taking a breath to compliment where you have come from. You're so hard on yourself. Every trade better be a winner, or else you're just ready to throw the computer out the window. You're so angry over nothing. And God is saying, yeah, you may not have the vision you had in mind, but you're not dead. You have time. But in the meantime, can you be grateful for the things you do have? Can you, and not grateful, watch this, let me be very clear. It's not being just grateful to God, oh, thank God, I'm grateful to God. It wasn't that kind of message he was trying to get me to. He was saying, accept yourself. Why are you so upset all the time? Because goal-oriented people find themselves upset all the time. Why? Because until you reach this goal, you feel you'll never be happy. But he's saying that's a fallacy of thinking. You need to celebrate every step that you take towards that goal. Because every step you took was a step of courage on your part. Every step you took was a step to show that you were willing to do what others were not willing to do. And the outcome does not matter. It was the fact that you need to be proud of yourself that you even tried. Type in number 70 in the box if this is making sense to you. You don't even give yourself credit that you're trying. It's either the goal is met or I'm upset. Write that in your notes. The goal is met or I'm upset. And so you live with this tug of war within your own walls of your mind. You wake up frustrated. And as a result of your frustration, you're hard to live with. Because truth is, you keep saying people don't get along with you. The truth is you don't get along with yourself, and it's spilling over into your other relationships and other activities because you're not balanced. You're not taking a break to say, you know what? Thank God I pray that I can get where I want to be, but thank God I am where I am, though. It's better off than where I started. You're talking to a man who started his life off on welfare, went to multi-millionaire status, lost everything, and was 1 week away from being homeless. And in my mind, I'm still thinking of these lofty things that's going to cost millions of dollars to do. And God said, I don't have a problem with you trying to get that bag up there. That's cool. But in the meantime, can you at least celebrate the fact that you were 1 week away from being homeless, and now look at where you are? Give it a break, son. Relax, man. Take a day off. And be grateful, not just for my grace on your life, but be graceful with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. You all right? And not only did you go back and try again, but you went back to go get some of my kids and help them too. So, hey, we're doing all right. Everybody hear what I'm saying? Yes? Type of yes if you get what I'm saying. Entrepreneurial Forex traders, my goal is to trade and for a living, and I need to be, okay, that's fine. But every day you try and celebrate it. Don't keep convicting yourself, because Forex trading, as you can see, it's easy, but sometimes it ain't. It just depends on the mood of the market. It ain't you. It's the mood of the market. That's what makes trading so tough and difficult. It's not understanding the markets. It's just when they go off, like they may do this afternoon. What do you do then? We don't know. We're dealing with a schizophrenic business partner called the markets. So half of this conviction that you're doing, calling yourself a failure and this and that, you're unrighteously doing it. It ain't even you. You're not the problem. It's the market. And it's hissy fits. And sometimes you catch it on a really good day, but sometimes you don't. All professional Forex traders know this. But if you go oriented, you think that every trade got to work out. Every week has to be a highly successful trading week. Meanwhile, the other guys over here, they just sitting and chilling. They take it like it's just nothing. It's not that big of a deal to them. But you're so intense. And now your house is being affected because it's hard to live with you. Type of 45 in the box if this trading psychology is helping, or if you know somebody like this. I don't hide from you. I will tell you the truth, because this is what we deal with as Forex traders. And ain't nobody, what video out there you done seen about this? What Forex trader actually told you the truth about this is how they feel? In fact, one of the people who I admire in this business, two of them actually, that's so crazy. Matter of fact, Jesus, ooh, this is creepy. I'm glad we talk about this. And notice what the market has done while I'm still talking to you. It ain't budged one bit. So for those who are in a hurry for me to get to the charts, just relax. That's part of your problem. You're so intense. Hurry to get to the charts. Hurry to get to. Have you seen this move anywhere since I've been talking? This is gold. That's why I'm leaving it for you to see. This is part of your problem. You're in a rush to get nowhere fast. And when you get in these trades, now you're pissed because the market ain't moving. Relax, child of God, just relax. Here's what's scary. Oh, this is scary, thinking about it. Not one, but two of my favorite Forex traders on the planet. Oh my goodness, I didn't think of it. I knew about the one. I was so, it's been heavy on my spirit. I really want to reach out to this person, but God keeps telling me mind my business. Because, when I really do. I really want to reach out to this person, to this young man and say, you know what? I know you're struggling. It's okay. Uncle P is here, if you need to talk. I really do. I really do. I really do. But God keeps telling me mind my business. All right, God. So I've just been praying for it. But then I was watching some information from another one of my favorite persons on the planet who trades. And he's just happened to slip in. Yeah, life happens to everybody. So I'm going through a divorce too. I go, wait a minute. And sit here talking with you guys. See, this is the point. You can be so intense on achieving your goals by the time you get there, you don't have anybody to celebrate it with. And you don't want to be that person that you're so hard on your goals until you lose the very people who you were trying to do it for. Are you guys hearing me? Please tell me you hear me. Type a 100 if you hear me. I just need confirmation that you're hearing me. Because in this business, it is very easy to do that. You so focus, this market will consume you because it's just like a puzzle. And any entrepreneurial person, any person who likes, to solve things, the Forex market is the best and worst puzzle in your entire life. Because that's what it is. It's like a puzzle, trying to figure it out. And the reason what makes it a puzzle is because of its schizophrenic ways. And so you thinking you're making a mistake, and in essence, you didn't make any mistake. It was just having a hissy fit, but you think it's you. And so now you're going back to the drawing board. This is exactly why you got 500 indicators, 500 EAs, 500 different YouTube video people you're following and everything else, because you're trying to figure this puzzle out, not realizing it wasn't a puzzle that you had to figure out. It wasn't you. You just traded on a bad day. And that's driving you crazy because you're trying to get the bag. And it's making you angry and furious, or it's making you depressed and suicidal. It's making you make bad decisions. You're spending money in here that you shouldn't be. You should be in demo, but you're taking money and doing stupid things that your family don't know you're doing yet, but they're going to pay the consequence for it. All of this because you're trying to get there. And the whole time your heart is breaking. And no person who you are following says a single freaking word to you about this. Nobody. So you're all alone in this. And it's like a mental prison. The very thing that you came to get freedom with, financial freedom, has now imprisoned you because of your perspective of it. But you, a goal-oriented person, you have to give yourself a break. I told you guys, and let me say this, and then we'll move on to the charts. I told you guys, one of the things that helped me, write this in your notes. One of the things that's helped me and is really helping me, and I heard this said by many, many successful, far better traders than me, but they all said the same thing. And if you're going to follow people on YouTube, me or anybody else, look for the consistent statements that we throw out across the line. Okay. And many of them, they talk about, they don't even trip off of whether the trade wins or loses. They're more focused on the routine. And I was like, man, that's powerful. Uncle P, you focusing on the trade, or are you focusing on making sure you follow your rules? Which is why I talked to you guys excessively about it last week. All successful traders, whether in Forex or whatever, they follow a discipline and a routine. And if the routine needs to be tweaked, then they'll move in and tweak the routine. But the truth of the matter is they follow it religiously. So if you're going to be religious, this is the area where you need to be religious. And you follow your routine. And so I told you guys I got right over here on my little clipboard, my daily tracker of my behavior. I have a consistency sheet, and I told you guys that for my personal goals of drinking water, which you can see this big old thing. Look how big this thing is. I got to drink this whole thing today before I can have me something sweet. That's my motivation. I got to have a sweet. Okay. Got to have a sweet. Sam's Club, they sell these Cinnabon things. They come 8 in a pack. Oh my God. I put it in the microwave on 30 seconds. It's like heaven in my mouth. Okay. And I can only have one. I want to eat 3 of them a day, but I can only have one. Okay. I'm trying to lose weight. But see, I know me. I ain't going to stick to nothing if I ain't got no goals. So I use my little cinnamon, you know what I mean? That thing is sin. That's what it should be. It ain't a Cinnabon. It's a sin. Woo, that thing good. It actually tastes better than Cinnabons because it's actually like a croissant roll, but with the same icing. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Jesus, that is so good from Sam's Club. And you get 8 in the pack for the same amount. So for the same amount of money you would spend to get 1 Cinnabon at the mall. Ooh, Jesus is so good. So I got 8 or 9 things on my daily list that I have to complete, which is drinking all that water, spending time in prayer, reading a chapter out of the book. I have to do exercise in my gym or at least 3 or 4 miles of walking and I got all these things. And if I don't accomplish them, I don't get my Cinnabon. I reward myself with a Cinnabon. My point is, you see how I'm rewarding myself along the way? Not because of whether I lost weight or not, but because I stuck to the discipline of the day. Type of 40 if you guys are with me. I need to make sure you guys completely understand me, or else this market is going to drive you the hell crazy. Lord, forgive me for that term, but you know I'm telling the truth to these people. It's going to drive them nuts. Matter of fact, it's already doing it. It will drive you crazy if you only focus on the outcome of every trade you take. But if you focus on the routine and reward yourself for sticking to the rules, you'll see you'll come out far better. So not only do I have a daily tracker for my personal behavior, those track my personal behavior in order to earn my sin bun. That's what I need to call a sin bun. Okay. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it right now. That thing, people have their addictions, you know, sugar is mine. Oh my God. And it can't just be candy. Now, 3 Musketeers get me. I love 3 Musketeers, but I'm allergic to milk. So I don't eat 3 Musketeers all the time. But give me a sin bun. Oh my freaking God. I'm thinking about you right now. I'll be there soon, honey. I promise you, I'm going to complete my list so we will be together. Okay. We will. The point is, I had to also create a second sheet to track my trading behavior. Because yes, one day I'll say I'm sticking to the rules. The next day I'm coming in at a time saying, oh, you know what, I'm not supposed to be trading during this time. And then I just lollygag and look at my phone or look at this and that. And here I go trading, taking a trade right when I know I ain't supposed to take it. And then get mad if it go in the drawdown and go into a loss. Well, whose fault was that? Did you stick to your what? Rules? You said you wasn't going to be trading. Right now, on my personal accounts, I only have 1 trade open right now. I closed out everything else. Why? Because part of my rules is don't trade during these big news events. I've been told you guys that over and over again. Something this big, and the banks and institutions is freezing the market. Why would you be in a rush to take a trade? See, is that part of your rules when the institutions don't want to budge? I ain't budging. Or do you still plunge ahead and then get mad if the market don't move? This freaking market ain't moving. It ain't moving. Dang it. Hurry up. Excuse me? Is it not supposed to be moving? Or you wasn't supposed to be moving? Now you debating and arguing with the market because you want it to do what you want to do because you want to hurry up and quit your job. Are you guys seeing what I'm saying? So I created a second tracker for myself, and it's just a simple sheet with boxes. And if I followed the rules at the end of the day, I just simply put my little highlight showing proof that I followed my rules. Doesn't matter whether the trade won or not. That's out of my control. But I follow the rules. I got about $1 million worth of prop firm accounts that I'm trading, okay, of their money. They are not rushing me to hurry up and make money, but they are tracking me to make sure that I'm following rules. Not only my own trading rules, but their trading rules. So we'll get rewarded for following directions. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying here? You see the psychology? You see the psychology? So I don't put pressure on whether the trade worked out. I put pressure on whether I follow my part in the deal. So that the outcome is totally up to the market, what it decides to do. And it takes pressure off of me. I don't even watch these charts. I don't even have it on my phone watching it no more. Unless I need the scanner running to send me alerts, I don't have it on my phone. I take it off my phone so I don't get enthralled and captured all day long staring at the trade, because I did my part. Here's a beautiful setup. I'm telling you, if the market was not having his news announcement, take a snapshot picture. Uncle P, would you take this gold trade for a buy? All day long. Yes, I would be in this trade right now. We wouldn't even be talking about it. I would already be in this trade. Beautiful setup. Now, it's not a 415er, but for those who have the sexy analyst with the simplicity, you clearly see this setup. And look at what it did here. Same exact setup off the trend, the lower trend line, off a strong support. Look exactly what it did. Everything looks exactly the same. You got your arrow on the 30-minute, you got your arrow on the 1 hour. And for the market maker method people, what do you see forming? Type. What do you see forming? And it's midweek reversal? Nobody from market makers method? Oh, okay. I was going to say, hold on now. Market maker method people, you know what we're looking at. That double bottom, that W pattern. Right there. Look at this. Mark that thing up. Man, tell me that don't look pretty all day long. That's that W. Double bottom. Quack, quack. Bing, bing. All day long. Ask. I will take it. Except for it breaks up against my rule. I'm not trading big in front of a big news event. Now, if the news event passed and you still sitting there, and that means that they may announce, and here's what I anticipate, they may announce that there's nothing happening and they'll push it till next year. If that happens and nothing happens, there's a chance that they may leave the rates neutral. And you may have a little bit of spark and then the market just stays stable. Boy, I'll probably come back and revisit and just hang on to this one for a minute, because it does fit my what? Type. What does it fit? Rob got it first. Thank you, Rob. Rob got it first. That's correct. It fit the rules. That's all I'm caring about now. It fit the rules. And that takes pressure off of me having to be successful and perform with every trade. Just like I need to take the pressure off of me of trying to get this mansion in the sky. Okay, you know what? I can go out. I got my credit score back up when it was trashed. My credit score is good. I got a little something. I can go out today and go get some of these things if I really wanted to. But why? Why don't you just take a break and just celebrate that you went from nothing, Pete? You went from nothing for a second time in your life. This wasn't the first. I started with nothing on welfare and built up. Then I lost everything and had to start over and built up. Why don't you just celebrate that? You did it 2 times. You're a 2-time champion in my eyes, God is telling me. You didn't quit. Doesn't matter how much you made. You didn't quit. And you got off the mat twice. Not once, but twice. Feel good about yourself. So for those who needed this word of encouragement, you're on the right track. You'll figure this out. It just takes time, and you're going to find that you're going to be far more restrictive of the number of trades you take. And the minute you actually get there, for some of you guys, your winning percentage is going to be astronomical. Why? Because you're going to be so strict with the trades you take, and then you'll realize that's all it was. You really were a really great Forex trader. Problem was you were taking crappy trades because of your inability to control yourself. So it was never about the charts. It was about you not following rules that you set for yourself. And the moment you start following the rules you set for yourself, you're going to see that your winning percentage is going to skyrocket. And you're going to have losses here and there. Every trader does. That's why some of the best traders on the planet, I actually follow them, because when I'm feeling a little low about a trade that I may have lost, then guess what? I go back to them and they talk about, yeah, I had a couple of losses this week, but that's all I need to hear. Because sometimes I get in my head that Uncle P is supposed to have kryptonite and never take a loss. See, it's still that immaturity still clinging on to me because I'm too hard on myself. And I just need to hear that other people took a loss on the chin too, even though they're making millions upon millions of dollars. Yeah, that's great. Whether you're making millions, thousands, it don't matter. Guess what happened? Everybody took a loss. And it soothes my soul. And I can get back in balance because I followed my rules. Okay. Now, let's get to some charts. And then let's go to your hands, and then we'll be done for today. Because I got a date with, I love Nancy and I love my Cinnabon. I can't, boy, I got to get it. I got to get it. I got to get it. All right, let's move on to some charts. So here's what I did last night. I was just fooling around, looking at some things. And so I was like, okay, here's some setups that I would actually have taken, if it wasn't for the markets. So if it was Ocean, I'm just going to pop through Ocean for a minute, okay? All right, see how this one bounced up, 31 pips? I don't know why this is a demo count. I forgot to close these trades out, so don't take this trade. Sorry. I forgot to look at this. This is a demo account, not on my live. I didn't take them because I'm in one trade, but this one ain't it, okay? But anyway, this is exactly what I was talking about. So if you're an Ocean Wave, you can see right here where it bounced up, which, I'm glad I should have left it running so I can show y'all. So if you're an Ocean Wave, yes, eventually you know exactly where this thing is going to go. Which way do it look like it's heading? Yeah, Rob. Nancy holding the Cinnabon. And she left out the door this morning looking so hot. Boy, that little cute girl. I love that little cute woman. All right, anyway, let me get focused. So what does it look like it's going, everybody? Liz, I seen you said it first. Yes, it looked like it's heading down. But this is the point. Notice what it's doing before news events. It will go against and try to retest the main wave, which I should have left that trade open. I forgot about it. But look at how it spiked. Look at exactly what it did. See how it went down too far from the main wave and shot up and did what? Tested the wave. Okay, so this is why midweek reversals, I tell you guys all the time, if you have the Ocean Wave, this is what you want to pay attention to, because it will do that. If it's too far from the main wave, it will come down, and you can see it right there. That should have been the sign. Okay, right there. See that? Higher lows. Here's a low. This one is higher. This one's higher, and then it shot up, retested it, and then came back and stabilized itself. So overall, where's this possibly going? Probably back now. Okay. But is this the day and time to do it? No. Stay out of the trade. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let's keep going. All right. Here's another one that I love this pair. It's extremely slow. It's very slow. I ain't gonna lie. This one crawls at a snail's pace, but it's highly dependable. Okay, so this would be another one that I would have been keeping my eyes on. Okay, AUD, NZD. Okay, all right, because I see it's already forming. See, it's already forming. It's getting there. It's trying to get there. But this one is very, very slow, which is what I like, because when I'm in trades, sometimes I don't want to sit there babysitting it. I want to just know, where are you going? Okay, you'll be there next week. That's perfectly fine with me. My bills ain't due until, you know, the electricity bill and the water bill, they only want it once a month. So I don't have to have a massive amount of money every single day. So if you're going to be my quiet paycheck, I'm cool with that. Okay. So I'll cash in on you next week. So I do see that it's forming what I look for. It's not there yet, but this would be one I would have had on my radar. Okay. All right, AJ. And I was just glancing through these. I see AJ is starting to dip down. Everything look okay, but we'll see. Okay. Why am I in some of these? I forgot to close them out from last week, I guess. All right. But anyway, so here's the pullbacks. You see they're pulling back to the main wave during midweek reversals, okay? So the point is, this looks like, and we can go out to a higher time frame, and you can clearly see which way is this one looking like it wants to go. Which way? Up or down? Up or down? If you had to guess. Which way? Perfect. Yeah, look like it's heading down. It do pullbacks along the way, but overall, yeah. So if, well, let's just say, well, Uncle P, what if you were in that trade? What if you were in that trade and you were in drawdown by 20-some pips? Me personally, I would have left it just running. Just let it run. So what? Okay, I'm in drawdown. Eventually, you're going to have to come right back where you were, and you'll get there. And this is one of those, okay, it may take the rest of this week. It may be next week. I don't care. Whenever you get there, you'll get there. And this is one of those. Why? Because the main wave has remained yellow. And it's still, we can see that it's heading down. So if you were in drawdown, what would you do? Just leave it. Leave it alone. Let it ride. You can control moment to moment with these charts. That's part of some of you guys' problem. When you trade, you're trying to watch it moment to moment, and it's driving you nuts. When you take the trade, leave it alone. Let it play out. Some of the best traders on the planet, especially institutional traders, you notice they have so much patience because they don't really care about using bigger stop losses. It don't bother them at all. Why? Because they know eventually you're going to go here. And if I put $1 million on here and you get here, you're going to make me 10 million. So it's just a matter of me getting in up here and being patient. And if you take until next month to get there, why would I care? I put $1 million on this trade. Next month, I'm cashing out with 10 million. Why? Because if your goal eventually, you're going to be way down here, testing this level down here, or down here, you know, you're going to test this level down here. Okay, if you're up here and you're going to be down there and it's going to take you a week or 2 weeks or a month, why would I care? Why would I drive myself crazy? I got in at a great price at the top of the trend, and you're going to get down here, my friend. I don't care how long you take. Matter of fact, I'm going on vacation. I'll be back. And they just wait. Type of 60 if that made sense to you guys. Okay. Wait. Just be patient. Wait. Okay. Just wait. All right. Let's go back to the 30. All right. Let me go through the ones that I saw. I really liked this one. Woo. I like this one. So it's starting to cross over, but it's sitting still. So I didn't get in it. And this didn't line up yet. These are things I just was like, you know, I'll keep my eye on you. Okay. That was another one. I liked it, that one. I liked it, that one. But I just keep my eye. It ain't ready yet. Okay. EG. Now, I will tell you guys this. Honest to God, with reversals, man, EG wasn't my favorite. But with the ocean wave, man, please. It's like Cinnabon. Look at this long run on the way down. Look at that long run. Long run. And on top of that, notice the key thing. Did the candles, even with all the news events and everything that happened all along this way, did it ever cross above the main wave? It's that great indicator called Cinnabon. Sugar. Hey, Sugar Bun. Call it Nancy Buns. Rob, you funny. Oh, Robert is funny. All right, so you guys see this. This is one that I would have taken. Again, I would have been in it. I'm actually hoping, truth be told, I'm hoping, see how far this thing is sparked up. If you want to expand the candles, just, you know, stretch it thin. I like it thin so I can see where you're going. That's all I need to know. Some people ask, why do you constantly keep your charts thin like this? Because I only need to ask myself one question. Where are you going? Because even if you do a pullback, I know it won't be a full loss because eventually you're still going to end up going in that direction. So even if my timing is off, I'm still not going to be consequenced like if I was doing reversal trades where my stop get hit very easily. If I can see exactly that you don't break above the waves, hardly ever. The only time it did it when it hit neutral zone, see? And then it swapped over. But other than that, you can see that it stayed pretty orderly the entire time to the downside, which is why I keep this tight so I can get an understanding of your behavioral pattern overall. Now, if I want to get into seeing it in a more detail, then I will pull it open and see the expansion, okay? And as you can see, this thing has shot far away from the main wave. So the ocean wave was absolutely 100% on point on this trade, okay? You could have made some nice profits. Go back on the 15-minute, and you could have seen you could have gotten way earlier, okay? And which is what I would have done. See, all this arrows, that's consolidation, 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 and then here comes the breakout, okay? And it went up 30-something pips. Let's go to the regular charts and let's take a look at that so you guys can see what it looks like. This is what it looks like, see? And that was easy 415er for those who had the sexy simplicity. See, there it is. So either way, you could have seen it. But look at this. Ooh, beast mode. Plenty of pips for you. Okay? Plenty of good eating. But this is telling me that possibly it ain't over. I will hope, and this is what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that this thing will stop right here, do a pullback, and if it does, Uncle Peasy is going to be looking for it. Why? Because I wanted to pull back to the main wave. And if you do, I'm going to be smacking that in a bun. Gotta get this. Y'all see how my mind get encaptured around the yeah. Anyway, let me move on. Nancy, she's gonna be, well, what did you say? But you can see this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade that I will be taking. I'm just hoping for a pullback. So in essence, the ones that I have that I'm looking at on my radar, especially to coast them in and ride them for a minute, I'm actually hoping that this news event actually does spark pullbacks on them. Okay, everybody understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people jump in before news events. I'm waiting to use the news events for possible pullbacks for better entries. Because once the news is over, then things cool down and it resumes back where it's supposed to go. So I'm actually hoping for this news event to do some pullbacks on some of these I'm looking at. Okay, let's look at GU. GU did some nice things. Anybody who was in GU, you could have been riding this thing into the sunset. This is another favorite pair on the ocean wave. 97 pips so far to the downside. And how can you have not seen that one? See? And this is why I thinned it out. So you can just simply see where is it going. Okay. Let's see. GCAD, I didn't check that one. Okay. Same thing. Look at that. Boom. Look at it. It did it today. God. I got out of this one too early. I closed up shop for news. Look at what it did today. Look at what it did today. Look, take a snapshot of this. Look at that. And we had talked about a question that came up about jumping in on trades, that's in a run, on the long run, and those who had arrows and those that didn't have an arrow. This was a fresh arrow. And this is what I was talking about. Jumping on the ones that give you a fresh arrow along the way. And this is one you could have took yesterday by itself alone. And look at that. It called it beforehand, and you had your drop. Called it beforehand, drop. How many pips? 70. Okay. Type of 35 if you guys seeing this. I'm just going over example trades that I would have taken. And this one I actually was in, and I closed early, closed shop. And then here's the big drop. So you guys can understand what is his idea? What is he looking at? And this is what B1. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. I do see the MACD was a little bit early to see. That's where you can go back over here to a lower time frame just to make sure. And you can see it had already crossed before the drop, right there. Before the big drop happened, it was right there. So if you need confirmation, just step back one time frame, you'll see it. But this was telling you down, 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 baby. And look, you've seen it heading in that direction the whole time, which is why I'm telling you guys what I do like about the ocean wave is, as long as you know where it's going, even if you're in drawdown, it's okay because you are trading in the direction where you will be going. I can't do anything about what you're doing in the moment, but I can certainly do something about what you're going to do in the future. And as long as I know where you're going, I'm just going to ride this train. Okay. All right. Let me get to another one that I have my eye on. NU, same exact thing. I see where you're going. Just wait for everything to clear up with the news, especially since it's a USD pair and they have interest rate news coming out today. I'm not touching it, but I'm keeping my eye on this one, waiting for this to clear up like a sinus infection, just waiting for this to clear up and show me confirmations. And then this will be one that I will have my eye on. The other one that I have my eye on, this one, which already played out. Again, I don't know why these trades are here. Sorry. This is another one that if I was to actually been trading this one, I would actually go here. I can see you're starting to tilt over, go to the 30-minute. And I would actually, so again, if it was my personal account, I would have left this trade running. But there's a demo count from some trades possibly from last week's class. But yeah, if it was mine and I saw I was in drawdown, I would still just leave it, just let it ride. Because again, where do you think this one's going? If you guys had to guess, and if you're not sure, always go to a higher time frame, just to get an idea. Where does this thing look like it's leading? Do it look like it's leading upwards or down? Even with no arrow and it's neutral zone, what direction does it look like it's wanting to go now? See, and that's the point. That's why I like Ocean Wave. Even if you don't have a fresh arrow, you can still see a directional bias, and your job is to ride the thing in that direction. So it's not according to candle by candle, pullback by pullback. It's more to ride a trend. See, and that's, look at this. Same thing. Same thing. Look how long that thing rolled itself. So now it looks like it had enough and it's hitting this neutral zone on the 1 hour. And that's what you're seeing here. So even if it pulls back a little bit, do we care? No, because over time, I don't care. Say it, write this in your head, Let me eliminate time. Because part of what's holding me up from success is I'm jumping in and out of trades because they're not moving fast enough for me. And then you come back next week looking at these trades and be like, dang, I should have stayed in that trade. How many times have that happened to you guys? Yes, correct, Liz. How many times have that happened to you where you were in a trade and then you jumped out too early? You go look at that same pair next week, the following week, and you was like, dang, I should have stayed in that trade. Type of 40 if that ever happened to you. And that's my point. Why do I ask you all to type of 40? So that not only you feel comfortable knowing you're not the only person, but newbies can see the response of people who've been trading for a while. So that they'll understand that when I'm teaching these things, these principles are true. And if you're on the YouTube channel, click the link so you can jump into the Zoom class here and be live. But that's the point. You see how many 40s? You see how many? You're not the only person who does that. We all do, because our nerves get to us when we're in these trades. And so we feel like, oh, I need this thing to hurry up. And the truth is, if you would have just simply left the thing alone, so what, it did a pullback. Leave it alone. Let it ride. And that's why the ocean wave is so powerful, because it helps you to tame your urges. You can literally get in at a bad time and just leave it alone, and it'll still turn back profitable, because it wasn't about the moment you got in. You try to get in at the best price you can, but again, the market can jump at any time. But at the end of the day, it's all about, do I understand where you're going? Let me give you guys this, and then we did that one, and we did gold. Okay, so let me give you guys this and now open up for Q&A. Okay, let me give you guys a way of understanding this, the concept of ocean wave, the concept of it. Because we understand simplicity with reversals is very clear. We're looking for bounces to reverse. We know that. But what is the real concept of ocean wave? How do I really utilize it to my advantage? Here's how you utilize the ocean wave to your advantage. Think of it like this. Back in the day, we used to catch buses everywhere. It used to be a lot of buses. Now it's not a lot of buses. People drive, they Uber and all these things. But back in the day, there used to be a lot of buses where you had to get a transfer and this and that. People used to ride bus all the time. Okay. So oftentimes you're on a crowded bus that's taking people throughout town. Now, why did you get on that particular bus? You got on the particular bus you got on because it said it would take you from where you were standing to downtown where you were trying to go. Okay, follow this story and then we'll be done. And then you'll understand how to properly trend trade. Okay, so you're standing at a bus stop with the goal to get downtown. The bus stops and picks you up. You get on the bus, you pay your fee, or you use your little transfer ticket or whatever. Okay. And you find a comfortable seat and you sit down. Now watch this. Do you get up from that chair and go tell the bus driver, hey, I think you should be turning right because I need to hurry up and get downtown? Yes or no? Come on, type. Come on, talk to me now. Talk to me. Come on, talk to me. We ain't got no infants in here. Some of y'all been on the bus or BART train, whatever. You don't get up and keep telling the bus driver where to go to get there. You get on the bus because it said, I will be heading in downtown direction. And you know you got to get downtown. So you sit your butt down, you read a book, you listen to your headphones, or you just people watch, or you just go to La La Land or whatever. But the point is, your job is to sit your butt down. You don't control the bus driver. You get on the bus, and the bus sometimes it stops 50 times. Why? Because it seems like right when I need to hurry up and get downtown, everybody and mama got to get off at the next stop and the next stop. And the bus pulls over at the next stop. Pull back. We'll call them pullbacks. It pulls over, does a pullback at the next stop. But then it stops and then it resumes. And then it stops at the next stop. Pull back and then it resumes. Go to the next stop. Pull back and then it resumes. Every person that keeps dropping off, we consider it a pullback. But what is the overall theme of it? Is it still heading downtown? Yes or no? Come on, talk to me. Type. Alejandro can't be the only person. There you go. Talk to me. Every stop it's taking does not mean it ain't going to get to downtown. It just means it's having bumps and stops along the way. Your job is to sit still and be patient. And eventually, your stop comes up and you're downtown, called your take profit. You finally got there. What was the one thing you had no control over, though? Type. What did you not have control over? You guys got it. Timing. You had no control over that timing. And this, in essence, is the destructive part of Forex trading for retail traders. This is why so many of them flock to scalping and they're getting their heads peeled. Because they want it to happen now. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's professional Forex traders and scalpers, plenty of them. Cool. But it may not be you. Especially if you have a job. You want to take trades where you know it's going to get downtown eventually. So I don't have to watch it. I don't have to watch and panic every time you have a little pullback, because I know that's a temporary pullback. Let me tell you, with this GU, I watched it this week. I literally watched it this week doing all these pullbacks. I watched it, including this one with that news event. See, look at what happened. What direction is GU going? Family. What direction is GU going? Very clearly. Which way? Very clear. Very, very clear. Very clear. But look at what it did along the way. It drew, pull back. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm in drawdown. What do I? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's just at the bus stop. It's just at the bus stop. Relax, relax, relax. And when that was done, what did it do? It curved over and made a major drop. Then it came back up to another bus stop, did the same thing, and relaxed. Bus stop and relax. Came up, dropped, and look at where it's going the whole time. It never deviated from its overall route. It just made bus stops. Was this helpful? Was this helpful? The reason why I'm explaining it like this, I learned something from that Bible. Jesus was brilliant. You don't have to believe him, and I'm not trying to have a religious war with people. I'm not trying to step on your religion. But when people do things that make sense, it makes complete sense. No wonder Jesus used what he called parables. He was always telling stories to express a point of view that's so simple that you cannot ignore it. One of my favorite books on earth is called Who Moved My Cheese? It sounds like it's actually a child's book, but when you read it, which I just did for the fourth time, I highlighted a statement in there that just blew my mind away that I didn't see the first time. And it's written in a child's like story, but it triggers the thinking so you get the message. Now you'll realize the next time when you're in a ocean wave trade and you have doubt, as long as you understand and you can take with one glance and say, you know what, like this one glance. Look how many bus stops this did. 1, 2, 3, 4. But overall, where was this thing heading the whole time? So the next time you hop on this bus with a fresh arrow and you're like, oh no, Uncle Pete. Well, that's okay. You don't have to. What does it look like it's going? It look like it's going down. Then that's probably where it's going. And all you have to do is put your stop. I start my stop loss above the arrow. That's where my favorite thing. I love starting my stop loss above the arrow. And I don't care how many pips it is, because again, for me, I'm more comfortable now than when I first started with not even caring about how large the stop loss is. Because the more I started following professional traders, I realized that's why they don't lose too much, because they make sure their stop loss is out of the range of where these little bus stops are happening, so they don't get stopped out like everybody else. So I just put it up there, and I just know, okay, if you constantly are staying, even if you poke a little bit, you ain't one of those that poke way out. So if I put my stop loss right above this arrow, regardless of how many pips it is, I can always move it down later. But to start you off, okay, cool. Now I can go ahead and go to the mall. I can go. Y'all say, well, Uncle P, you're always going on a date with Nancy. Yeah, because I have the time to do so, because I'm not babysitting this trade. I'm living my life. I place my trade and I go live my life. And look what happened. Eventually, even if you got in up here, stop losses up here, look what happened. Where did the bus end up going? 107 pips later. 107 pips later, did it reach its destination? It surely did. All you have to do is just leave it alone. That's the concept of ocean wave trading. All you need to know is, can I even slightly see what direction you're going? If so, let me put my stop loss above the big arrow and leave you alone. I can always move it down as it's going along the way. But I just need to have a trade that I can just relax on. Okay. Type of 100, if that analogy and this explanation helps a lot of you guys who have the ocean wave. Never forget the bus stop. All I'm trying to do is get downtown. Whenever you get there, that's up to you. I don't control the markets. When are you going to get that in your head? You don't control the markets. You're trying to force timing. Timing is in the hands of the market. The setup is in your hand. It has a role to play. You do too. Stop taking over their role. You're always going to lose. And it's driving you crazy. That's why you don't have peace when you trade. You're always trying to control everything. So these are opportunities that you miss this very week with the ocean wave. You missed them because of this. One of the biggest questions I get all the time, Uncle P, where should I be putting my stop loss? I did cover it in the tutorial, but I'm telling you here on camera. Yeah, you can put it 2 or 3 levels above the main wave, but the truth is, I'd start off, if I'm getting in this one, so I already see you drifting down. So when this one came in, I say, okay, I think I'm going to take this trade. Where am I going to put my stop? First place, right here. And I'll check on you later. Okay. No, I wouldn't take no trades on this right now. It's already done. Because see, here's the point. I want you to pull back to the main wave. That's what I'm hoping for. These pullbacks, these bus stops, when it pulls back to the main wave, I'm hoping for those because you're getting me in at a what? Better price. So for everybody else who gets freaked out over pullbacks, they're actually favorable to me. I want you to do a pullback because then you're getting closer to the main wave. Now I can get at a better price, which means my risk is lower just in case you decide to go the other way. But the risk is lower, but I can still ride you down and make more pips. I love pullbacks. They're my favorite thing in the world. Why? Because you get me in at a better price towards the main wave if I'm using the main wave. Yeah. Okay. Very good question. Very, very good. Good stuff. Matter of fact, if anybody else have questions at this point, please raise your hand. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Whether you're brand new, whether you purchased anything from me, I don't give a flying fart. No, whatever. Which, by the way, if you are going to buy our systems, by popular demand, I ain't want to do it. Because again, I met with my team yesterday. I was telling them about, man, as a company, if I was really doing this as a real company for profit margins, I'm running a very shoddy business. I'm not gonna lie. So a lot of the stuff we doing is out of love. You know what I mean? So I was emphatic, man, I ain't doing no more sales, but you know, everybody was emailing, hey, you gonna do a Christmas discount? So and it's all good. Just let people make their money. They need help, let them make their money. So again, if you are going to buy any of these systems right now, please go get it while the discounts are there. And the discount codes are on the website for whatever system you want, okay? Let me go ahead with Mark. Get your hand. Mark, go ahead and unmute.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening with you?
Oh, no, nothing much. How are you?
Cool. While you talking, I'm gonna drink some water. Is that okay?
Sure.
I want to think did I just do to put a big red cup in front of me? No, I'm just drinking water.
No, you're good, man.
Go right
So
ahead, man.
I got two questions that I wrote them down so I didn't forget, but I still haven't figured out that trailing stop loss, how to get that onto the screen and move it. I
Sure.
went back to the tutorials to look for it, but I didn't see how it was applied.
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to do trailing stops. Me personally, I'm more of a fan of manually moving my stop loss. Okay. I'm a fan of that. Let me show you that first, and then I'll show you the other way. All right. So I'm going to thin this out because it's a little too big, and I'm going to change the color because it's, let's go with blue and make this thinner. Okay. So this is the manual method. So for an example, here's where, let's just say I entered here, right? And I put my stop loss above the arrow. Okay. You with me so far?
Well, not really. Where's
All right, let me make this bigger. Okay. All right.
okay.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see the line. How'd you get that line there?
What, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I just put it on there. All right, let me do it again. All right. See right here, here's your tools.
Okay.
So here's this called a horizontal line.
Okay.
And if I was to enter the trade on this arrow, you just copy and paste. Just click it there and click where you want it, and there you go.
Oh, okay. So when you go into the trade, you can put that number in there.
You don't have to do, I'm putting this line here to show you. This is actually used for when you're trying to mark up your chart. So when you're trying to, and I'm gonna double click. If you double click, you see it has these little squares that open up, and that's telling you can move this line wherever you want. So no, you don't do this when you're putting a stop loss. This is simply for people who's trying to mark up their charts and say, okay, where's these support levels? And you can see here's the support level, here's the support level, support level. So that's what these are for. You don't use these for your take profit at all. This is just for visualization for you. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. So using this to show you where would I have put my stop loss, I would have put it right there above this arrow on this entry right here. You see that?
Got it.
All right. Are you with me so far?
I am.
Okay, good. All right. So now, as the trade is starting to go down, I can always move, and let's assume this is your stop loss, because your stop loss will have a line like this. You can always take it and drag it where you want. So as it's going down, I can drag it down to the next level. So when they reach down here, I can move it down here. Just a little, one wave at a time, one at a time. Okay. And you can always close your trade out, or if you have already set your what's called your take profit, which would be the line where you say, okay, I want to get out, and I'll change this color to green, because it probably already had hit your take profit. So if you said, okay, you know what? Here was some levels that it touched before. So once this thing comes down to this level, I want to be out. Okay, so your stop loss started up here, which means it protects your account in case the trade goes wrong, stop loss. Your take profit is what it is if I wanted to take some profit. And so therefore, from here, and how I got this little crosshair, hit the middle of your mouse and it brings up your crosshairs, what's called your crosshairs, or you can click this thing and do the same thing. And you hold down on your left mouse and you can drag it, and you can see that, yeah, it did over 50 pips. So yeah, you would have hit your target. You would have won that trade. But the point is, what if I wanted to hold the trade longer? And well, you just keep moving your stop loss down one level at a time, one level at a time. Okay. You can do that all along the way. Totally up to you. Okay. That's one way to do your stop loss. Now, the other way to do it is called automating it. Okay. So let's assume, let me see something. I want to get into an actual trade and show you that. Okay. All right. So let's assume it's trade nobody. But this is where people start doing, Uncle Pete just entered the trade. Nah, stop. Don't do it. Please stop. This is for his example. All right. I'm not taking a trade. All right. So let's just say I'm going to take this trade. I'm going to right click, go to trading, new order. I'm going to place this trade right here. So I think it's going to go which way? Up. So I'm going to click on buy. And now you see this green line. I'm in there. Get in there. Yeah, you know that song. Get in there. All right. So here, I'm in this trade. Where am I going to put my stop? Where you go? Raise your hand again. I need you back, bro. I want to make sure you're getting this. Raise your hand. Where you go? Come back. I hope I didn't disconnect them by accident. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Man, hey, what you doing, bro? I ain't letting you go. You gonna get this today.
I had muted it. I couldn't figure out how to unmute it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So where would I put my stop?
Below the arrow.
You got it, brother. You got it. All right. So I'm just gonna sit here and drag it below the arrow. I don't even care how many pips it is. That's one of the things. Guys, get this out of your mind. Stop trying to track. Well, how many pips is that? It doesn't matter. You want your trade to be safe. It doesn't matter to me how many pips that is, because I can always move it later on. But I just want to enter the trade, get into it safe, let it play out for a little while. And then as it's playing out, I can always move my stop loss up further. Okay. That's why some of you guys getting your stops hit. They're too tight. I don't even count them. I don't even care. I just know this is where I want my stop, below there. That's my starting point. Okay. All right. Unless there's price action has moved a certain way, then I make exceptions. And now move it two or three ways below price action. But otherwise, yeah, I always like to stop here. It's comfortable. All right. So now I'm in this trade. You with me?
I'm with you.
All right. So now you can right click on this line, your entry line, or you can do it in the price from, in your stuff below, but I'm going to show you here. You see it says trailing stop?
Yeah.
Okay, here's where it gets good, sir. And I used to teach this all the time. I'm glad you asked your question. Do not use these, please.
Mm-hmm.
I will repeat, everybody, do not use these. I had to learn the hard way that this is not pips. They're what? Points. So if I click on this 65, I was thinking that I have a 65 pip stop loss. Oh, I only want a 30 pip stop loss, trailing stop. That's not 30 pips. That's 3 pips because it's counted in points. So you click on custom. And now here's the rule. Okay, everybody write this down. To convert points to pips, add a 0. So, sir, what would this number be?
If you add a 0, it would say 300, but it would be 30 pips.
Now you got it, Captain. So now all I have to do is click OK. And voila, I got a trailing stop. So as price is moving up by 30 pips or so, it'll follow automatically. You don't even have to be there watching it. So let's assume, watch this. I'm going to give you a map just to make sure you're with me. I want to use a 50 pip stop. What am I going to put in that box?
500.
Captain, you are smart as a whip. And then I walk away and leave the trade alone. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. You got it. That's it, boss. That is it.
All right. Thank you.
That's why I'm glad you came. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. See you next week if you come. Oh, actually, I think we're out next week. I got to look at, because I got to fly out of town. Go see the kiddios and the grandkids. My kids are all grown. They got their own place, so I got to go fly out and see them. I love it like that, too. They grown and gone. All right, let me get to Soldier Pete. Go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Uncle Pete.
Hey, what's happening, Soldier Pete?
All right, mate.
Good.
I've got a few questions from my little list there. I got your products.
Good.
With the currencies, you mentioned you have to put like 8 caps got like a number behind it, and Xness has got like a letter behind, like gold USD. I mean, does that have to be in the scanner?
Yes.
For it to work, so to speak?
Yes. Whatever it has here, however they have their wording, their lettering, it has to be exactly the same for every pair, or else the scanner won't pick it up. Because one of the indicators that you have in there is a silent indicator, and it reads the data from this market watch and then feeds that data over to your scanner. Okay. So the scanner, once the secret indicator, the one that it looks like it does nothing, but it actually does everything. So it reads the data from here and sends the message over to the scanner to say, hey, AUD USD is ready with an arrow. It's ready. It sends that information over to the scanner. Problem is the scanner has its list, and in its list, if it has just AUD USD, but it doesn't have the letters behind it, it says AUD USD what?
Okay, so what happens on the exchanges? You got, say, 3 different exchanges and they all got different lettering. You punch all those into the scanner?
Yeah, well, you got to find out which one you want to go with, and then just make those letters match up in the scanner to what is in what this list here is called your market watch. So whatever's in the market watch has to be exactly in that scanner.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you got 3 different MT4s on different brokers, all with different letters, you can input that into the scanner, and that's fine.
Well, if you're going to have each individual scanner running individually, to match what that broker has, it's not predicated on. To be honest with you, you want me to be honest with you? Why have so many scanners running and wearing down your computer? All you need is one. So it doesn't matter. So for an example, if on this, which by the way, you guys can't see below here, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of these down here on MT5s running for this particular prop firm. And then I got this one with you guys. Then I got another one here. So I got like 6 different ones running right now on my computer, right? But how many of these do you think I got a scanner running on them?
I only need one, and then
Got
you
it,
can
brother.
put your.
Because all of them gonna say the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all gonna say the same thing. If there's a setup, why do I need 5 of them to tell me that this is a setup? I only need it on 1 of them at a time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
good question. Good.
Okay. The other question is on Ocean Wave. I see you can put also the simplicity bars underneath it as well. So it's not just Ocean Wave. Like, so you know on simplicity you got the smiley faces or the dots, whatever, underneath.
Yes.
I see you've added, so is that also Ocean Wave involved there or not?
Yeah, so for me, I just took them off. You can add and take away whatever you want. I just took them off for the sake of not cluttering my charts. But those people always, that's why we build it that way, so that it has a built-in. Let me show you. Let me go and do it like this.
Yeah. So how do you put in, put out? Or
yeah, just go into the settings and make sure you go through the tutorials, because it goes over that exactly how to do that. So see, this is it. See, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have the option in your settings to turn these on and turn these off at will. And we do that all the time because we want to make sure that the client is very comfortable with what they need to see. So again, as you can see right here, that algo trend line, I have mine set to true, or you can just drop it into false. And now it's instantly gone. So again, make sure you're going through the tutorials to set it up, and that'll go over that. Yeah, it's just turn it on that will, whatever you.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. So the scanner one, you just open up the tab and then just put the scanner, and that's it. Your scanner.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have it in a separate tab quietly in the background. Now,
okay, and now
let me real quick before you go. One of the big mistakes, and I'm glad you're bringing up this question. Everyone, please, not you, sir, but since you're asking, I know a lot of people want to watch this later. Please install it exactly the way I have told people to do it. I can't tell you the number of emails, not you. I'm just using this for a moment, Soldier. But I can't tell you the number of emails we get where people insist, I did everything you told me to do. Everything, and it still ain't working. I say, please send us some screenshots of what you did. Come to find out, they will take the entire folder with the indicators in it, with the scanner and this and that, and put it into their indicator folder. So they will take the folder they downloaded and take the whole folder over there and put it in there. I said, that is not what I told you to do. Because there's one silent secret indicator in there. It has to be in the drop-down list. It can't be hidden in a folder, because the moment you do that, it is not having access to read the market watch data. It has to be outside of a folder. Because I know, like even me, when I'm putting in indicators, I like to have everything nice and neat in folders and labeled, so when I'm going through my little list of indicators, everything got a little name and this little cute folder. You can't put that indicator in there, or else it's closed off from this data. And since it can't read this data, it doesn't speak to the scanner. And that is why the scanner will show up on your charts, but you won't get information or alerts from it. And I can't tell you the number of people who demanded we were wrong, only to find out they didn't install it the way I told them to do it, because they didn't think it was a big deal, but it is. So whenever you're installing our systems, don't try to redefine the wheel, because yes, it may not make sense to you, but yes, there is a specific reason why we say to do it that way. And that is one of the most popular ones we get people upset about, only for them to find out later they made a mistake and didn't do it right. Okay, so that's not for you, Soldier Pete. That's for everybody else, because we get that all the time.
Yeah, the other problem I had was with mine. I had to do it manually and not auto. The auto would just say you don't have internet. So
which is fine, because that's where the 2 different ways, because we gave an auto way, to do it to automate it, to make it quick. But then we also provided a manual method, because oftentimes we get blamed. That's the other thing we get blamed for. We get blamed for what the person's device won't allow them to do. Well, we built the indicator to work on the platform, not your specific device, and we have no control over that. So if your device have some way of blocking the auto downloader from working, then you're going to have to move on to the manual method. That's not something that we did wrong. It's just something on your device that's blocking it, which could be your malware. It could be your antivirus, because as I told you guys many, many times over the years, when they're building out the malwares and the antiviruses, they never once ever considered trading software. So automatically, the first thing that's going to happen is they don't recognize it, they flag it, block it, and there's nothing, unless you turn it off, which is why I told you guys to do that, unless you turn that off, it's going to always block it, because it just doesn't recognize it, because in the field of malware protection, they don't consider traders in the market. Okay, so glad you're asking your questions. Very good, thank you.
The other question is, I'm not sure on which one is the trend line. I don't have the trend line. Is that on which program?
Sexy Endless.
Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, sexy all day long. Yeah.
Okay.
And
then
everything with
yeah. Okay, so that's the shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you always see a combination. Yeah, simplicity, sexy. Yeah, beast mode. Love it.
The other thing is, can you just explain how you operate, or the snatch and grab on trading, scalping, or whatever you call it?
Yeah,
snatch and grab.
Snatch and grab to me is more of, you know what? Go ahead. I want to make sure.
Yeah, so it's like, 4 hours, you wait for 50 pips, whatever, and take a bit of profit for a cup of coffee or something.
You already explained it. That's exactly right. Sometimes
Is that right?
Yeah, I may not hold the whole trade for a long time. I don't know. Sometimes I just say it, snatch and grab. Just grab what you can. So, because sometimes you don't know where the market is really going to go fully. Now, Ocean Wave is far better with this as far as knowing where it's going. Because again, you're just following the trend, basically. The Ocean Wave, wherever that wave, the main wave is going, you're just following that. So yeah, you can hold that longer. But even with that, if I'm just not comfortable, or I don't know, or if there's a news like today is a perfect example, sir. Today is a perfect example. Yeah. I could have held a lot of these trades even now, which GCAD, if I would have stayed in that one, man, I would have made off like a bandit. I didn't know it was going to drop overnight. See, we don't know. We're not Nostradamus. We're not prophets. We don't know the future. So I closed out almost all of my trades in advance. Looking at them with you guys, I'm like, dang, I should have held them to that trade. Truth is, did you know it was going to do that? No, I didn't. All I do know for sure is that there's a major news event and the market is stalling out. So if you're up 20 pips, 30 pips, and something like that happens, do a snatch and grab. Just close out. Take what you can and trade another day. You got all next week. What's the deal? What's the big deal? So that's a snatch and grab to me. I don't get greedy. I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to get greedy because you don't know. And what happens too often, you get greedy. And you say, man, I should have stuck with my first mind. See, it was warning you. That's your subconscious mind telling you, hey, let's just take what we can. Let's not be greedy. And whatever I don't care if you made $5 on the trade, $2 on the trade. It's better than a loss, because you don't know what the news event may come out and do. And you thought, I'm just going to hold it through. And then come to find out, boom, that thing tore your trade up. Or it could have went to the moon. Did you know which way it would go? No, we don't know. So that's why I'll do a snatch and grab. And I just take it as lunch money and keep it moving. I'm happy.
And another one is when you go into settings and you remove that auto fresh, whatever it's called, and so you can move the drawing up and down. So it's not always like on the minute of the time frame of the charting. Is there a refresh button somewhere you can, if you've gone back like months, you just push a button and refresh it and go back to the beginning of where you were?
Test or something? I'm not sure what you mean.
No. So like on the normal, if you just right click and go into priorities, and priorities, and go to common.
Yep. Okay.
And then it's got that auto scroll, I think it is.
Oh.
If you switch that off, and you can scroll through the drawing just if you want to do research or whatever, and then you get lost. Is there a refresh button anywhere on there? I can refresh and you go back to the beginning.
What I typically do if I want to go backwards, I use these two. So see, these are checked. You can uncheck them, and that allows you to scroll backwards.
Oh, okay.
And what you do if you want to get back quickly, just hit that arrow. See how fast.
Oh, okay. That's what. Okay. Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
they also have that also in the charting right here, where see auto scroll. This is where auto scroll is. Now it's checked. Auto scroll is checked. So
okay, that's what I missed.
back like a basketball. So you have to uncheck this box, and it allows you. It unlocks it, and then you can pull back as far as you want. And then if you want to hurry up and get back, check it, and you're right back to it right there.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. That's it for now.
All right, cool. Thank you, Soldier Pete.
All right, mate.
All right. So you guys, this is why I love Q&A. You never take for granted that people supposed to know this. Hey, we're a group. We're a group. I love it. Raise your hand. Raise your hand because I don't know what you want me to see for them. So raise your hand if you have a question on EA and EN so I'll know what you have a question about. Because I can look at them, but I don't know what you want me to see. And I want to make sure I'm addressing any question you have before we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand. I want to talk. King, go right ahead. No, where you go? Raise your hand again. Raise your hand. I want to talk to you. I want to make sure, because one of the things why I never, guys, never, I'm not doing that ever again either. Okay. I don't answer questions through emails. Okay. Trade questions. Nope. Don't ask none of us. No trade question through email.
Hello.
And the reason why, hey, what's up with Jay? Hold on 1 second. Is this P? Mr. King?
No. Yeah, Mr. King here.
All right, hold on 1 second.
All right.
The reason why I don't answer through email, and we've been doing this for years. I cannot tell you the number of people who get pissed and argue, and 20 emails, 30 emails later, and they like, well, I'm saying, okay, I get it, but I don't understand what you're asking. I'm trying to interpret what you're saying. So this is why, for me, doing these live classes is far better, because I get to actually talk to you, and I can make sure that you understand what I'm saying, that I actually understand your question, because sometimes I may not understand your question. Just like Soldier Pete just asked a question, and I thought this is what he meant, but I'm glad I'm talking to him so that he was able to clarify what he meant, and then within a minute, we were both happy. But if it was through email, I promise you that stuff goes on for 20 or 30 emails. So that's why please bring your questions, raise your hand. I would love to talk to you personally. So Mr. King, go right ahead. What's your question for me?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Uncle P.
Good afternoon.
Talking from Ghana, all the way from Ghana. Well, yeah, man. Right. I want to know if EA and EN are doing weekly reversals.
Well, I wouldn't call it weekly reversals. What happened was, how long have you been with? Is this your first time with us?
No, please.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Actually, I've been with the team for maybe about 3 years, if I should say.
All right. So tell me this. What am I doing? Watch what I'm doing. See if you see it. What kind of patterns are these?
It's a W pattern.
Everybody. Somebody type. Help our brother out. What kind of pattern is this?
Range. It's a range.
Look in the box. Look in the chat box.
Okay.
What is it?
Slant pattern.
Slant patterns. What have I taught you guys for years? Slant patterns. You look, you can go anywhere. You want to mark up charts? Mark these up. Slant patterns everywhere. It's like rocks on the ground. Everywhere. Whenever you see big slant pattern moves, they always pull back in the opposite direction eventually, all over the place. Look at this. I can mark this up all day long. I can do a pullback and just mark this all day long. Look how many times it will slant and shoot up in one direction very harshly, and then what will it do immediately afterwards? Shoot back the other way.
Back down, yeah.
So it's not about weekly reversals. It's more about this thing is shot up huge, which, by the way, you want to hear something cool, Mr. King?
Yeah.
What did I tell y'all I was hoping for with this particular pair? What did I tell
Yeah,
y'all?
you were buying. Last week, you said you were buying them.
Watch. I just told y'all earlier in class today, using the ocean wave, what did I tell you I was hoping that this thing would do? Pull back.
Okay, I wasn't on yet. Sorry.
No, you're fine, brother. You're fine. Mr. King, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You're fine. But for those who was in here, did I not say this about 30 minutes ago when we was going through these charts? Type. Type it yes if I just said it. I told y'all that's what I was hoping for. I'm hoping for pullbacks because it allows me to get in at a better price. What actually is happening is pulling back to what? The main wave. Look at there. Just like I was hoping for. That's why I love pullbacks. Now I can get in. Why? Because if I know where you're going, where do you think this is actually supposed to be going, Mr. King? Up or down? If you just had to just throw a coin, which way would you think this is supposed to be going? Up or down?
Up.
You got it. So if this is heading up and you give me a nice pullback, that's what I was hoping for right here. That's my point. So yes, this is doing a pullback because it's get a hard slant pattern to the upside, and now we got to pull back and go.
Pull back, yeah.
You got it, my brother. That's exactly this. This is something you guys just keep focusing on these sometimes, and then you'll understand what's going on. It shot up big. Look, it shot down, shot back up big. Then it shot down, then it shot back up big. Then it shot down, shot back up big. Shot down, shot back up big. So if it shot up big, what do you think is happening next?
It's going to shut up, shut down big, then shut up big.
You got it. It's just constantly rinsing, repeating the same thing. That's why I didn't even finish marking this up. I could have did this one and then shot up, down, shot up, down, shot up, down. Then it hit a peak at the top, and then it rinse and repeat it the other way, down, up. Huge down, shot up, boom, 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 boom. And it just rinse. It does that over and over and over again, over and over again. So yeah, that's all it was. It's just people pulling back. Now, let me give you a better explanation of this. Everybody watch this so you're very clear. Why does that happen? Mr. King.
Uncle P.
Love it. All right, Mr. King.
Yeah.
I am right here. This thing shot all the way up to here, and you made 243 pips. Now, please hear my question. You're a professional trader. You're not a retail trader who's trying to say, well, I think, Uncle P, this thing, it could go all the way up to here. It could. But you're a professional trader, and you work for people who want money. You just made 240 pips on this trade. What do you think you would do with this? Hold it or start cashing out?
Oh, cash out. I'll cash out.
Yeah, brother. Come on now. It's hitting the top of the trend line, hitting resistance, and the daily range high. You gonna cash out. This is exactly what you're seeing, sir. You're seeing people who made a lot of money. They're now simply cashing out.
Oh, yeah.
And if you are in a buy trade, how do you cash out? By selling your positions. And this is what you're seeing people cashing out. They're just simply cashing out. And I would too, especially before the news event. And I'm going to cash out. And that's what you're seeing, sir. They're cashing out. That's actually what's happening. Big profits, and they're simply cashing out. And I'm sure that's not the only one you're going to see it on. Okay. Let me see any others. Well, let me check this one. Yep, same thing. Cashing out. I wouldn't have did it. That's what I would do. You just made all this money that sparked from here to here. 150 pips on that one. Now it's hitting resistance and a big news event coming up. I ain't thinking about trying to hold nothing. Cash me out. Casino, cash me out. And that's where you see that. Okay?
Yes, please.
Yep. That makes sense?
Very much.
Good. Yeah. Any other questions you had for me?
Well, I noticed that with the ocean wave, you look a lot at the 30-minute chart. What about the maybe 1 hour and 4 hour?
Yeah, you could. It's just what's comfortable from you. So what happens
Oh,
is oftentimes I use the 30-minute for my entries or the 15-minute.
all right.
But if I'm not really sure, then yes, I'll bump it up. Like, let me go to another one that we had. That's a very good question. Very good question. So let me go here. If in doubt, so let's just say this arrow came in right here, and I'm in doubt. I'm not sure. Then bump it up. And at this point, see how the higher time frame, the 1 hour, really smooths things out. So then
Yeah.
when the arrow came in, how much more comfortable do I feel getting in on it now? I will feel 100% more better because with the 1 hour, I can clearly see that it's still which way it was heading down.
Getting ready down to drop. Yeah.
So this arrow right here that came in that may have said, no, or even this one that came in yesterday, or when was it soon? That was today. So let's just say this arrow right here.
Yeah, it's this done. I missed it. I missed it, man. I was asleep because the market started moving around, I think, around midnight, and I was asleep. Midnight GMT.
Yeah. You know why I
I've
missed
been
it?
looking at it, yeah, but I missed it.
Because I made the decision I didn't want to take any more trades before the news event. That's why I missed it. If I would have been my normal routine of getting in where I told you guys that I look at charts, no, I wouldn't have missed it. But I made a conscious decision. You know what? Can you restrain yourself knowing full well that there's a big news event coming up and you don't know what's going to happen? So I just decided I'm going to take the day off. That's why I missed this trade. But what if you and I were chatting it up and say, hey, King, what's up with you, bro? Oh, no, man, Uncle B. What trade you looking at? Man, I'm looking at GCAD. Well, I don't know, bro. All right, well, let's go to the 1 hour, see what this talking about. Well, with the 1 hour, what direction does it look like it's going? It look like it's going down. All right, then let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Great. Let's see what happens. Because what's the likelihood of it going up? Well, very little compared to it going down. And we would have been right. See how simple that is?
Yeah.
That's the logical process that we can use. So yes, sir, I always do. I play with different time frames. I just need confirmation. So whatever way fits you best to make you feel comfortable with knowing that, hey, I can clearly see for sure now, this is where you're going. And yeah, that's what I do.
Yes, sir.
Because with Ocean Wave, that's all you really are focusing on. You cannot control the ups and downs just like this. See, it was ups and downs, ups and downs. But at the end of the day, all I need to know is where are you going? And if I can go to the 1 hour and see it, then I'm very comfortable with my stop loss and with my trade because I see where you're going. And you would have won that trade last night. You would have won nicely too. Very nice. That was very nice, Pips.
Yeah.
That made sense?
It does. It does make sense. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I love y'all coming and asking questions. Please ask questions. Please. So we all can get a better understanding. And by the way, doing question and answer with you guys reinforce in my head my trading style and making sure that I'm sticking to the rules. Or do I need to tweak anything? But with this, no, it's just really just the bus stop mentality. Do I know where you're going? If I know where you're going, I just need to get in wherever I can fit in and put a comfortable stop loss and then just let you ride. Go ahead. You drop me off when you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any other question before I get to this next one? And this J comma is J comma. I hope I didn't say your name wrong, but Jay, you'll be the last person. But I want to make sure. King, do you have any other questions for me?
Oh no, sir. I'm most grateful for the time here.
I'm grateful.
Thank you very much.
Dropping by all the way from Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. This is what I was trying to tell you guys. This is why I'm very grateful and humbled, especially through the Zoom. For our Zoom listeners, thank you very much. I'm very grateful for you guys because I know that, we get a bunch of people in here, but we actually get more viewers down the line watching the replay on YouTube organically, so several hundred people or 1,000. I don't know. I haven't checked. I need to check on that and see. But yeah, I think that's pretty nice. And I'm hoping that that'll continue to grow just to help more traders. Okay. And you don't have to buy anything. Just, hey, if you got one of our systems, great. If you don't, and you really need to speak to me, please click on the link to the Zoom and every Wednesday come in and ask questions. I don't care. You don't have to have my systems. It's okay. We're retail traders. We're still a family, whether we like it or not. All right, Jay, go ahead. You are the last person, and come bring what you got.
Hey, Mr. Pete.
What's up with you?
Man, I'm so happy. It's my first time. Let me say that first. I'm trying to catch you for the past month. You know, I work Monday to Friday, and I don't got, the day off that you give the class, but today, because I don't feel well and
Okay.
I'm home, so I took the advantage this video. Even I got here a little late because I even forgot, but I was watching a video, and then in the bottom say something about soon. I said, "Oh shit, today's Wednesday." So let
Yes.
me. I'm so happy to have a mentor like you be trading for past year, mean learning, uh, trying to pass another challenge, and I always fail. So like I said, I'm still learning, and till I find you, and I want to just keep on moving, learning from you and from your people. And I'm so happy to be here today, man. You don't know how important this video for me, and to
By the
have
way, you
someone
guys,
like you, they really want to help the people like myself, right? And I just see, what else you could give me as a rookie. I don't know what else you could help me, what kind of info, or
So,
whatever you want to ask me or whatever. I don't know.
okay, let me tell you the first thing. If I was you in your shoes, what I would do. The first thing I would do is I would not take another challenge. Okay. Only when you have consistently doubled or tripled a demo account, which costs you absolutely nothing, then and only then will I even consider putting money towards a prop firm challenge. Because if not, all you're doing is enriching the prop firms.
Yes, and that's what I'll be doing. Even as I have one right now, that I'm trying to pass it, but I'm going very, very small,
Good.
And I'm trying, I'll be trying what they call expert advisors and stuff like that, and I'll be spending money on those things, and uh I'm not happy, like I don't know, I just want to do my own, I could say.
Let me ask you this. And this is for everybody, I'm so glad I'll take your question. Everybody listen, please listen. How long have you tested the expert advisor on a demo account before you put it on the prop firm? How long did you test it?
Man, sometime 2 3 months,
Okay.
sometime a week. I'll be trying so many, so I can't wait so long, for all of them. But
Wait, stop,
for like
stop,
the ones that people talk about, oh, they're good, so I give them a little longer,
stop,
and I
stop,
will shut it down.
stop. Wait, stop. You said something. Stop. Please stop. 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 You said something that's need to be heard.
Appreciate that.
No, this is not a compliment. Don't tell me. You may want to hold your appreciation. As your coach, I'm about to step on your foot and pat you upside your head and tell you don't do this no more. Okay? Sir, I asked you a question. At first, I was with you. And then you went off the rail and you said exactly what I didn't want to hear.
Gotcha.
I asked you, how long have you tested the EA? I assumed you meant one. But as you were speaking, you let me know it was more than one. And some you did for this and some you did for that. The problem is that you need to test only one thing at a time. And you need to give it time to prove itself that it is effective. And if it's not effective over time, then you move to another one. The problem is, let me help you with what the challenge is. And the reason why I'm rebuking you is because I made the same mistake and it cost me dearly. And I don't want you paying a dear price like I did. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this. How many times did you turn it, or did you just constantly leave it running?
Yeah, I got a BPS, so I leave it running 24 hours.
That's the problem. See, this again, guys, I love question and answer period. Let me tell you the mistake with that. A lot of people want me to create a EA, a robot, and I can do it. I can do it. I got teams of people who's working well. We can't do it right now. We're working on 8 projects trying to convert all these indicators to the MT5. We're up to our nose in coding and stuff, so I can't do it right now. But if I decided to create a robot for the ocean wave,
Yes, sir.
you know why I never did one? You want to know why I never released a robot to y'all? You want to know why? Because of that one mistake. You should never leave that thing running 24 hours. Never. I'm not in any trades right now except for one. Why did I say I'm not in a trade right now? What did I tell you I'm not trading right now? What did I say? I've been saying it the whole class long. Everybody, look at the comments in the box.
The
Look at the
news?
comments.
Oh,
Okay.
news? Oh, okay.
And I said this, if the news is so important that not even the institutional traders are trading, that's why the market ain't moving. And yet, retail traders with robots, they leave them running. Which means it's still doing what? Trading.
It's still
The
trading,
robot
huh?
does not know that there's news events coming out. If you guys have been watching, listen, I'm so glad I took your call. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
God is good. God is good. That's why I said all this people, no, this is the grace of God. God will step in and say, I want to help my child. They're trying to do the right thing, but they're going about it the wrong way. And had I just said, you know what, no more calls, you wouldn't get the help you really need to hear, bro.
Yes, sir. And I need it so bad because I did spend so much money and garbage, let's say.
But see, this is why this is when God, I know God loves us as his children, because he'll haphazardly or accidentally or whatever you want to say, just have a conversation happen that is so vitally important. And if I would have said, no, I'm not taking this brother's call, some of y'all who's dealing with this same problem will still be losing tons of money. I'm so grateful. This is when God shows me his love for his people. Let me tell you something, brother. And I'm not happy that it happened to me, but I'm grateful it did, because at least my pain and suffering can be used for the good of others. I can't tell you how much money I lost because of that foolishness. And they even tell you in the instructions, turn it off during big news events. How many times do we do it? We don't. So here's the problem. For those who have been watching my Saturday videos, I have been consistently telling you guys, a lot of these people are constantly, I need to back test. And I'm going 6 months back. I said it's absolutely foolishness. It is irrelevant because you will never get accurate data. Why? Exactly this point. Because you're back testing the indicators at a time when you didn't know whether there was a war that broke out, whether there was a news event that came out that caused the loss or whatever. And the truth is, if you are trading according to the rules, especially with my systems, you ain't going to get no accurate back testing. Why? Because I already told you, don't you be trading. I don't care how good the setup looks. You don't trade during what? Everybody type in that box. Those who's in my group, you know goodness well, we don't trade during what? There you go. Look at that. Look at them comments. Now, if you're back testing, looking for just pure wins and losses, but you never considered the fact that we don't take trades, whether they won or lost, I don't even care. In our group, we don't do that. That's complete asinine. But in the retail space and with robots, they run them anyway. And if it loses, we blame the robot. When in fact, what should you have done? Turn the freaking thing what?
Off. Or don't even put it. Yeah. Shut it down.
That's why I'm so glad I'm taking your call. Retailers, we do all the wrong things and blame the other party for it. We blame the robots. We blame the indicator makers. We blame this and we blame that. And the truth is, you're doing everything except for the right thing. You and I know today is not the safest day to be taking trades. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. 100%.
But then why leave the robot running on my account? and expecting to pass a challenge.
That's right.
Am I right? I told you. I love you. Hold your thank yous, because you may not like me when I'm done, but I'm your uncle.
I need this. I need it. I need a person like you.
I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to coach you and tell you the TRUTH. Now, what you do with it is your business. But I'm telling you, in the retail space, this is why we are constantly being destroyed, because of our own self-sabotage. And then when things don't happen, we feel bad about not just the trades, but we begin to feel bad about ourselves, when in truth, that was an easily solvable problem. Know when to turn the thing off. Know what sessions does it work best in? What sessions do it not work best in? Do you know? No, we don't let it test it long enough to figure these things out. Some sessions, it may be an absolute freaking beast, while other sessions, it may be terrible. Well, if I test it long enough and I start jotting down when it has its wins and losses, then I can automatically say, okay, you know what? It is a freaking beast during the Asian session when it's quiet. But it's terrible when London opens. So if I do know that, what do? I will let you run during the Asian session, and I will instantly turn you off when London starts. Do you see how testing and giving it time? And you said a statement when you were talking to me, you emphasized that time was an issue. And that cannot be an issue in this business, sir. You cannot rush this process. Because the more you rush in the process, the more the money is rushing out of your pocket. Am I telling the truth?
And that's what be happening to me every day.
Okay. See, I told you, I love you, and I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's happening to all retail traders. This is why I keep talking about time. Eliminate time out of our heads. We can't rush any of this process. You can't rush your learning process. You can't rush this market. Every time you rush, we lose, don't we?
Yes, sir. And the purpose of everything is looking for the freedom. Try to quit the job and
freedom. The very little freedom we have, it's costing us day by day. The little peace of mind you had, this market is taking it. It's taking everything. And that's what makes it addictive, because you want this relationship to work so bad and it's tearing you apart. And now you're going back trying to figure out, well, how do I make it work? Part of it is your lack of patience. Number two, don't get me wrong. Don't fuss. The Bible says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. The word knowledge is also ignorance. Our ignorance. And ignorance is not saying that you being stupid. Ignorance means that you're missing information. You're in the dark about something you should have known or that you need to know, but you're in a rush to get to a goal so fast until the knowledge you need to get there, you're bypassing it.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%.
I'm so glad I took your call, sir. I praise God.
I'm so happy too, because
I'm really happy I took your call, because again, the worst case scenario, when this call is over, at least you'll know that you need to slow down, because the faster you're trying to get there, the slower you're actually getting there.
Thank you, Mr. Peep, so much.
You. And do you have a family?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Every time you're losing, they're losing.
Yep.
You may have told them that, but it is happening. Okay. So the first thing you need to do, Phil, I was you, I would not even apply for a prop firm. Because if it cannot over time duplicate success on a demo account, why would I pay somebody to use their demo account? Because when you're on the prop firm challenge, in those first and second phase, you're on a demo account. You just paid to borrow their demo account when you could have used your own broker's free demo account. Both of them were demo accounts. So why pay for a demo account to see if it's going to be successful or lose when you could have did it on a free one? What's the difference? You losing money?
Yep.
Am I telling the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not trying to hold you back from your goals. When you get a rhythm and you really understand what you have and you're able to test it, you'll find that you'll get there faster because you took the time to slow down to educate yourself first. Part of education is documenting the trades, whether you're using a robot, my system, or somebody else's. Document. Which trades won? When did they win? What day did they win? And then you start tracking that. What sessions typically have more winners than losers? Which pairs have more winners than losers? And when you do that, you start eliminating certain things. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I see what he meant. So no wonder I would have some good wins and then go back to losses. Good wins because you was mixing bad with good. Look, this session is powerful, but then I kept it running during a bad session. So all the wins went away. This pair worked very well, but then this pair kept taking it. So then it looks like nothing ever works, when the truth, you weren't documenting. Had you documented, you would say, you know what, I'm only going to run it on these pairs, and I'm only going to run it during these times. And when these times are done and these pairs are done, I'm turning you off.
Thank you, Mr. P.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir. 100%. I'm here.
Now, I'm not sure if this is the answer you expected to hear, but I'm going to tell you the answer out of love so that, sir, you're not going to be trapped in this cycle of sadness, because it will tear you apart.
Everything's so great, man, that I got to your video. I could say that.
Let me say this to you. I ain't no prophet, and I darn sure ain't no preacher, man. I love God, and God loves me.
Me too, amen.
But let me say this to you, sir, in with all respect and honesty. I have watched God's behavior like I watch these markets. I watched God's behavior like I watched Nancy's behavior. I actually did go to school for psychology, by the way. I did. I didn't get a degree in it, but I did go to school for that as well. In that process, you learn to watch behavioral patterns. And it doesn't matter whether it's the markets, my children, Nancy, or God's. You begin to look for patterns. Everybody hear me good on this. I was recently sick myself, sir. Let me tell you this and I'll close. I was recently sick, and I just went through back-to-back stuff, and stuff I've never happened in my life. Never, back-to-back. Several things, back-to-back. Just never happened. Never. I don't eat that bad. Unless it's that Cinnabon, okay? But all of a sudden, bad stuff just started happening to me physically, like I'm physically being attacked. Back-to-back. Never happened before in my life. I was talking with Nancy this morning and yesterday. There was an event that happened, and there was a shift there was a shifting, or something different happened for me and Nancy. And I ain't saying that God approves of all of this, but I ain't saying that he didn't know. Had I not been sick, there was some important change that needed to take place for my baby girl. And if I wasn't sick and she decided, damn this, I'm coming home to my husband. And she did. As a result of that decision, she is now doing something completely different. And she's so happy. Now, she doesn't have to work, but I like that she wants to do what she wants to do. But there was an instant shift for her, simply because she left what she was doing to come home for me. And then something that she was trying to do for months, they reached out to her during my sickness when she was available. And people met up, and now she's actually gone right now. She just started on this new project this week, because of me being home. Had I not, knowing her, because she's dedicated, had I not been sick, she would still be at that other place where I thought she don't belong there. It's not a good fit for her, but she's dedicated. But because I got sick, she told them, I'm going to come home and take care of my husband. I'll let you guys know whether I'll come back or not. During the time when I'm sick, and this just happened, during the time while she's home taking care of me, this other place contacted her. And come to find out, it's completely better than where she was. So then she told them, I'm not coming back. And she started with this new place over here. Divine moments. Sir, who was to say, this your first time here, ain't it?
Yes, sir. First time.
How did you get here? Because you got sick and had to take off.
That's a good one. That's right. I know where you're coming from now.
What would have happened if you didn't get sick? Would you have been here for me to tell you to stop this behavior?
Not really. At least I take off or something happened like just now, huh?
Yeah. Would have spoke to you, and we never would have, because I don't talk about EAs and robots up in here. I don't talk about this stuff.
Yes.
But you got sick and you're home and this is your first time here. Sir, I'm not telling you that God makes people sick. I don't get into all that.
Mm-hmm.
But he can use bad events to turn it out for your good. And that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that God made me sick so that he can get his daughter, which, by the way, he loves her so much, he might. I told her yesterday, we were laughing about it. I said, God, I have to take it on the chin because I've got somewhere else I want my daughter to be. So you're just going to have to take it on the chin and be sick. You'll be all right. I'll get you up out of this, but you're going to be sick for a minute because that's the only way I'm going to detach my daughter from this situation and put her over here because she's so faithful to people when she do things. She ain't going to leave her on the court. I have to sit you. I said, that's probably what happened. I was just joking, but I don't believe God does people like that. But truth of the matter is he can still use situations when he cares about you, the person.
Yes, sir.
And I don't care whether you believe in God or not. Whether you believe in him or not, he still believes in us. We can say, I don't believe in God. That's fine. That doesn't make him, as our Father, stop loving you.
I'm a Christian person. I go every Sunday to church. So I do believe, even if I don't go to church, I still believe in God.
One thing I learned about our God, whether people believe in him or not, you could say, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Atheism or this and that, and God says, so what? You can say I don't exist, but I know you do, and I love you. And I'm constantly trying to put divine moments in place to let you know I'm paying attention to not just people, but to you specifically. I care about you. I know I got billions of people on the planet, but I can create a divine moment just to get your attention, to get you back on the right track. And I truly believe, sir, you're having a good moment. So I would just end this call here, and once we get done, thank God for the sick day so that you can actually not destroy yourself and keep going with these robots and this and that. Or if you're going to do it, at least now you had a person who cared about you to tell you the truth. What is the proper way to do it? If you're going to run a robot, run it on a free demo account. Why pay or even think about touching a prop firm when your own broker is willing to give you a demo? And then you track the results of each one. That's how you actually do it. And as you're tracking, you'll know exactly which pairs to work best on. You'll actually know exactly what sessions. And sometimes in our haste as retail traders, it was already in the instructions how to use it properly and when to turn it off. We just didn't read the instructions. Wouldn't that happens a lot? The truth?
Yes, sir. That happens a lot.
Okay. Rush. See? And we just have to slow down and do things right. If you're going to be a professional, I'm going to say this and we're done, family. If you're going to say you're going to be a professional trader, then ask yourself this question. When am I going to act like one? Retail traders keep doing some of the silliest things. And the truth is, we know we're breaking rules, but yet we expect to get professional results. Am I telling the truth, sir?
Yes.
Then you have to ask yourself, when are you going to stop and act professionally? Don't professionals document their trades?
Starting for today, sir. I'm learning from the best.
Thank you, sir. All right, you guys. Guys, if this class was helpful, please type a 100 in the box. I told you guys, question and answer period is one of my favorite times. Things come up that I never would have crossed my mind that needed to be discussed that actually is vitally important because he is not the only person. There are thousands of traders out there using EAs, robots, and everything else, and all of them are doing the same thing. And I don't have a problem with EAs and robots. I really don't. When they're used properly. When they're used properly. I told you I got a coder guy. He's a coder. He worked with $1 million clients. He would not touch a retail family. He wouldn't join this call. I respect him. His name's Jason. Out of Florida. But that guy, he ain't thinking about no retailers. And you want one of his things? No, you're going to cough up some, ain't no $50, $349, $299 plus tax with a discount. You got a discount? Matter of fact, I just met with another guy. He does great robots for, it ain't even a full robot. I looked at his stuff. I'm like, oh my freaking God. I can't believe it. And the people were buying it up like it was candy on the ground. 5 G's. And he said up front, don't even think about asking me for a discount. And they were buying it up. Oh my God. I couldn't believe what this dude was selling. Oh my God. And they were buying it like crazy. But see, that's the upper echelon of clients or professionals. Completely different thinking. And so my friend Jason, he deals with high-end clients. So he uses robots all the time. That's what he builds. Yeah, I get it. So I don't have a problem with robots. I have a problem with the people using them. Did you read the instructions? Because I remember when I told you guys, I got a folder right now, and I'll say this in closing, but I got a folder right now with about 500 robots and 1,000 EAs, 1,000 indicators and about 400 robots in it. I still got that folder. I don't use it, but yeah, I purchased it. So tons of them. And I did the same thing. I had too many of them. So I would test it on 1 or 2 trades here and there. And then after that, I would just, and then on to the next one. So I never was consistently testing to see which one actually was effective. I might have had the golden goose the whole time and never knew. It wasn't them, it was me. And did I read the instructions? Nah, I just slapped it on. How do you install it? And I do remember one was built and I actually read the instructions and they specifically said, that's what I'm telling this young man. It specifically said, turn it off during these hours because it does not work good under these trading conditions. Turn it off during these sessions because it was not built to work during this trading session. It specifically said not to do it. And had I not taken the time to listen and look at the instructions, I would have blamed the developer when in essence it was me. He specifically said, turn it off during these times and definitely turn it off during news events. Why? Because when you're designing it, you know what you're looking for. But the average person, they don't look at it. I want you guys to succeed. I really do. I don't want you struggling. But you have to want this. And you have to be willing to say, you know what? Today is my day where I'm going to start acting like a professional trader. How do you increase your win percentage? By you changing your ways. Act like a professional. If a professional would not take trades before a big news event, then why are you doing it? That's not professional. A professional will buy a robot, but they will read the instructions in detail and read them twice just to make sure, because this is my real money and I'm not trying to lose money. So they will read it twice to make absolutely sure. Did you read it? The last indicator you bought, did you go through every single one of the tutorials to make absolutely sure you understood how to root and then went back through it a second go round just to make sure you didn't miss anything before you put it on your charts? Or did you just slap it on your charts, didn't even look at how to install it because I installed hundreds of indicators on my chart. I'm sure you have. That's part of the problem. But this one don't go that way. And then you're shooting off 200 emails, pissed, because you didn't look at the tutorial video. When are you going to act like it? That's a real question for you to answer over this holiday. Because you can start this year off fresh and say, you know what, God, I'm going to repent. The word repent means to change your mind. It means to turn around. That's all it means. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to turn this around. It's not too late. And God, I'm going to make a commitment, not just to you, because it's all that religious stuff. But the truth is, make a commitment to yourself. I deserve better than this, but I have to do my part. If this was helpful, please type a 40 in the box. I just want to make sure I'm constantly giving you guys what you really need to hear. Everybody wants to go with charts and indicators, but I'm telling you, it's the mentality that keeps sabotaging us. We know some of this and we keep still doing the wrong thing. And then we keep getting mad. And then we go out looking for somebody to blame. And the truth is, you're holding yourself up. And as a result of you being held up, your family being held up. We all here trying to support our families. I get it, but we have to do things right. And if you're not willing to do that, then stop until you are willing to get your act together. Because it's you sometimes. You're impatient, you're in a hurry, and you're doing things immaturely. And none of it reflects professionalism. And for those who don't want to hear this kind of talk, then do me a favor, don't come back. Because I'm here to give you good coaching as out of love. Why am I even doing this? Because everything I'm telling you guys is what crushed me. I've been through it. And it was devastating. So for me to come on here and not say nothing about it, almost any mistake you can possibly make in this industry, I've done it to a devastating level. And out of love as your uncle, I just don't want you going through it because some of this stuff can be completely avoided. I can't control the markets, but a lot of that was my fault. Looking back on my journey. Right? All right, I love y'all. See y'all next time.